Support for the Marcos administration dipped in the last quarter of 2023. PUBLiCUS Asia's year-end survey shows pro-administration sentiment fell to 46% from 50% in the previous quarter. Let's get the breakdown of the data now with Malou Tiquia. Malou, great to have you with us. So why did support for the Marcos administration dip in the last quarter of this year?
Well, Rico, first, you have to check certain questions asked prior to that question. One of which is how they rated the economy, what are the top issues in the country, and in terms of the household, what matters to them. So in terms of the top issues that respondents voted, most of them are actually economic. The top five refers to the economy, to the price or inflation, to corruption, to poverty, to jobs. That's a total of a staggering 63%. So lahat ng mga respondent, particular sila sa nangyayari sa economy. But when you drill it down to the household, it's all about survival. That's finding employment, not being able to afford basic commodities, losing your job, not getting enough pay, and buying basic commodities. That's a total of 60%. So yung shift from the shift from the pro-Marcos to undecided to anti, you will see that the undecided is growing more and more, whether from pro-administration or pro-opposition.
So Malou, are you concerned by this data?
I am concerned with the data because you are seeing that the base of the Marcos vote, when they started, is slowly shrinking and is shifting to undecided. They are not jumping to the opposition because the opposition is not clear. Who is the opposition? Who represents the opposition? So most of them are in the undecided part, in that Likert scale.
So in which particular region did you see a dip in pro-administration sentiment?
I see in NCR and NCR, Southern Luzon, a little percentage in North Central Luzon. And North Central Luzon is telling because that is the baluarte of the president.
And in the numbers, no, you mentioned specifically economic concerns, including price inflation, joblessness, low wages, and a perceived lack of productivity that has led to the dissatisfaction, disappointment with the Marcos administration. What about the confidential fund issue, which, I mean, was front and center in major publications in the last 4 months of this year? Did this also have an impact?
That had an impact on the ratings, on the approval rating of the vice president. In fact, 44% were saying it is an issue for them and it has affected the performance rating of the vice president. When you go to the president, it's all inflation, 44%. So, ang nakakahila ng performance rating ng Pangulo is the economy. Ang nakakahila kay vice president is the CF.
But
so clearly, it has been affected.
All right, it's the economy that's pulling down, no, the president's popularity.
The economy is stupid.
What about the president and how he's engaging with China on this West Philippine Sea issue, or the president making dozens of trips overseas to attract foreign investments, foreign pledges that will create jobs for our kababayans? Didn't this also help in his popularity?
On the China issue, it is not the top issues that put down the ratings of the president. On the investment, the pledges, that is too intricate and complicated for everyone to understand. And I guess part of the problem is the inability of this administration to really communicate. What have we received from the so many visits? I think 17 already. And what are really direct investments that are new companies, joint ventures being done?
All right. When Marcos Jr. and Sara Duterte ran for president and vice president in May of 2022, it was under a unity ticket. Is it also affecting their popularity that there are a lot of intramurals happening now between the party of the president and the vice president's party. Is this also affecting their popularity?
Oh, definitely, Rico. People do not see a united team already. It used to be that one rating of say the vice president or the president, vice versa, actually tried to help each other in the early rounds of in the early quarters of this year. But today we see a different political terrain where there's enough muscle being done to demolish the vice president.
Oh.
And on the other hand, there's not enough effective communication that you get from the president.
And briefly, what about the Duterte effect? How influential is the former vice president still in this administration? Because there are some sectors discrediting the previous administration.
Well, she has the vice president has the top trust rating from among the top 5 officials of the country. When you call about Duterte effect, the former president landing number 1 in the senatorial preference or predisposition is telling. It sends the signal to everyone that, hey, they're not the spent force.
Malou Tiquia, thank you so much for sharing with us this latest data from PUBLiCUS Asia. Happy New Year.